This is what happened.
The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hyoko. Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hyoko wore off and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route, the small window in the shower room. However, That window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
Complete.
I see. What of it? She's like totally cool with it. I haven't done anything to be ashamed of. What are you saying? You killed Mahiru! Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice. That's no reason to condemn me. Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch. There's no way you can kill me. Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on in order to keep justice. To keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world? Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice. Hurry and carry on justice.
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed! For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable. Sacrifices? Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste. I can't stand her anymore! Let's vote already and execute her! However, before we do that...
Onakuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
You finally woke up!
I heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice, or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Monokuma vote. Who is guilty? It is... Peko Pekoyama! Guilty!
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time? Pardon me, can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Huh?
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
That is true. However...
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Peko is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
That makes her an enthusiast!
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Peko, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia describes sparkling justice like this.
justice complete. The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling Justice!
What the heck was that? That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. Unknown serial killer has a catchphrase? I read it in a magazine in the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it. I see, so that's what it was. I think I've got the difference between the serial killer and Pecco. Nationality.
Let's see. That's right. According to what Sonia said.
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
If she had it translated, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
From Spain?
What?
All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Pecco, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Or, you insist that you're Sparkling Justice. Can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
Would you be able to do that?
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off. However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary. And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it. My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
a tool.
Uh-huh? Looks like she's back to normal? That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Huh?
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was.
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool. Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Pecco and Hiyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.
Proof that there was one other person at the scene of this crime. Body discovery announcement.
Let's see.
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not? Geez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Pecco, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us one person short.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house.
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules. That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Huh?
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
The person who would have the strongest motive to kill would be who? Fuyuhiko.
You're the only one! Is it Fuyuhiko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true. Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
No, the events that occurred in the game should have definitely occurred in real life. That's an overwhelming proof of that too. Ending prize. Yes.
I can prove it with this.
I didn't think it was necessary to confirm it if it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. The photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots. They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first received the ending prize.
Huh? What's that envelope? What's inside? Shut up! What do you think? What makes you think you have the right to question me?
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it. Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? Because Peko is the killer, right? You already voted! That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool. I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer. The true killer, who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi, was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
What?
What the hell?
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim. But my young master does. My young master planned this from the start.
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
That's a problem. If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Just... me?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
is a legitimate human being.
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma. The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
Okay. $28 points, jeez. B-rank, yarn. B-rank. Time left. Missteps. Yeah, that was not gonna happen. The rest of them are A's, though. Yeah, that's still an A, and 80%. 80 points.